Hey everyone, I hope this works now. Sorry about that. I am here today to talk to you about pretty little packages. I don't know why am I all gray if anyone's watching? So I'm talking about pretty little packages here. Last week we talked about a creative newsletter, right? So this week I wanted to see what you guys are doing to actually sell your packages. So I know we all are trying to sell virtual consultations, and hey Claudia, Leah, Donnell, and I wonder how that's going for you, because for me, I've done one. I don't have that many in the pipeline to do virtual consultations, but I had another thought and I wanted to share it with you when I was actually looking at some of my professional photography that I had done of the rooms. So first of all, if there's anyone out there doing packages, room packages, are you using design files? Are you using my Doma studio to create a mood board for your clients? So what I wanted to talk about today was not just creating a room design for your clients, because right now I'm, realizing that people aren't spending the money, right? So what can we do to get creative income coming in right now at this time when we're all at home? And I know we've all been inundated with ideas from other groups. However, hey Marie, I hope you're doing well. Pam, thanks guys for coming. I wanted to talk about mood boards again, and hey, Evangeline, you guys are awesome. Thanks for joining me this morning. I was trying to come up with some creative ways to get some income, okay? So instead of selling like the full package with your mood boards, and I don't know, is anyone, if you can put in the comments, is anyone selling any virtual consultations right now? Or are you even doing mood boards? But I had this other thought. Like I said, I started looking at some of my professional photography for some of the accessories. And my thought was this: we need to think a little bit more creatively, right? And maybe we reach out to the clients that we've already done a room design for, and you have those files, you have those photos. Just scan through the room and see what you can add for that client, and then put it in a little mood board and just email them and say, hey, I got this little package created for you if you're interested in it. But let's not do like high end, because people aren't purchasing that right now. We can actually, my dog wants to go out, so she is barking, I'm sorry. So my thought was this: if you are sourcing, hold on one second. I'm just going to show you this little girl over here. Let me just get her. Sorry about that. Okay. Go ahead, Cal. Go ahead. Go. Sorry, guys. So, anyway, back to the packages. My thought was this: can we actually create something that's inexpensive? So whether you're searching online for product, or maybe it is with one of our trade vendors for one particular piece. But what really sparked my interest was this. I had a writer contact me this week about one of my blogs about home office. And she really got me thinking a little bit further, because she wanted to have, I have a virtual walkthrough. Oh, great. Good, Marie, for hard window treatments. That's awesome, though. Okay, what else she say? So since we're all using the info, right? Oh, great. That's awesome, Marie. So my thought, again, I'm going to go back to this. Sorry for all the interruptions. Was, what if we create the little package, and what if you're searching for things online that you can just show them? Or my other thought is this, because you guys know I am an antique, vintage DIYer all day long. So I was looking at some of my professional photography, and as you can see in one of the pictures, there was a mirror there that was not a new mirror. There was a vase of flowers, and the vase was inexpensive, but things that we can put into a room that we've already done. And awesome, Donnell. That's awesome. You've got a New Hampshire client. Great, to do a virtual consultation. Now, how did you get that client, Donnell? Can you share that with us? Did you do an email blast? Did you do a newsletter? Did you reach out to them? I'm interested to see how you got that particular client. Was she an existing client of yours? So my thought was this: do a little mood board, put all the individual pieces in there. Don't send them the shoppable links if you've got them, but just make up a little package price, okay? And if it's things that you have in your home, I know I'm switching all over gears here, because back to the writer, she said, your blog was great about creating a home office. Do you have any ideas about how people can create at home with what they already have, a workspace or home office? Because some people don't have that extra room just to have an office. So I gave her a few ideas. She was like, this is great. So, and that's going to get published in a bunch of different newspapers. So good morning, Kat. So my thought was this: after she contacted me, I looked around my house and I'm like, you know what? There's so many different things that they could use. So, an old sideboard or a buffet that can be painted, and maybe you suggest a paint color for them, and maybe you put that old sideboard or buffet in their mood board, and then you put a price on that, okay? Maybe there are things around your house. I know this is not our luxury design that we're talking about right now, because that really isn't I'm not doing a whole lot with that myself. I'm talking about creating packages with what you already have. And the thing is, you're going to say, okay, but what about shipping? And what about packaging them? And, getting them off to the client. If they're your local clients, drive them to their house. Leave the pieces outside. Put the plan or email the plan to them so they know how to set things up. It's just another creative way to stay in contact with your existing client. And Donnell says, okay, you saw me on Instagram. That's awesome. That's awesome, Donnell, that you're getting business from Instagram. Perfect. So anyway, that was one of my suggestions. So we have to think creatively, right? For me, I walked around my house. I'm like, wow, I could definitely, I don't want to say sell things in my house, but I have a storage unit with items in it that I could definitely put packages together for accessories for some of my clients, my existing clients, that I know what their rooms look like. So my thought is, and my idea for you is to scan your existing clients' photos that you've taken, and then give them some ideas to spruce it up. Send it to them. And just to try to make a little pathway to getting back into their house. And maybe it's not that full service room design that you want to do. So you create a little bit of an accessories package for them. Or maybe it is you're just shopping online for them and sending it to them. Whatever your clientele needs, you know what their demographics are. You know what they're going to spend at this point. And then this is great for stagers, especially because you might have some inventory already. There's an idea for your clients that you've sold a house for them, you've helped them sell their house, they get a new house, they can't design it right now. So what you're going to do is pull from your inventory and do a little mood board for them and then send it off to them. And so that way they can get a little bit of design in their home, especially if they've just bought the house and they can't do anything right now. So thanks, Donnell. I know me with my DIY ideas, like I said, they just keep coming and coming. Hey, Paula, that watercolor that you painted the other day was absolutely gorgeous. I was thinking of that as I was doing this presentation as something that you could sell if you wanted to as an accessory in an accessory package. So, are you creating things yourself? I know Jennifer Dorsey, right? She paints furniture. Is she creating packages for the furniture pieces that she paints and putting it out there? So I'm just thinking, use the professional mood board if it's design files, or even MyDoma, because you can sell your packages directly from MyDoma. So if you put your pieces and your accessories that you want on a mood board in MyDoma and email it or invite your client to that program, to their particular project, they can actually just purchase it right there from you. So my thought is, let's not sell big things, because if there are local clients that we're selling to, Paula, I'm sincere. I'm like, that would, Paula, I love that painting. That would go in my house perfectly. And you know that. So my thought is, email it off to them. If you're handy, if you're creative, if you're sewing, I'm just trying to get the creative juices flowing here for the people who are handy. Rebecca posted in our live comments today that she hasn't done anything because she's sewing masks. So if you guys have skills like sewing, I think you can create some of your own props and some of your own accessories. Is it pillows that you can make while you're at home? Because if you have extra fabric and you have stuffing, pillow fill, you can stitch up, just pillowcase it together, stuff it, put a package together for your client, email it to them. I mean, this is just little, I don't want to say stupid things, little creative things that you could possibly do. So this is what I'm talking about, pretty little packages. Is it a vase that you have that you might have used in your in one of your photo shoots with some flowers in it? I mean, take some really great photos with your phone, create your own little packages, because I think it's really important. I love, if I didn't have to work, I'd be creating all day long. I got shutters in my office, I got shell mirrors, I collect shells over at the beach and make these mirrors and, paint furniture and all that kind of good stuff, and sew. So I'm actually going to be doing that myself, because one thing with all of this COVID disaster relief, and I'm sure we've all been filling out all those forms. I'm not proud. I have filled out everything I can possibly fill out, because us being self-employed as interior designers and stagers, it's really tough. And I think we need to be creative and think about all the things that we can do to enhance our income at this time. So we have the tools that we probably pay for every month, right? Like our MyDoma Studio, and I use design files in Icovia for my floor plans. Let's utilize those. And Canva, Canva is free. We talked about that in some of our marketing. So my thought is use your staging inventory, create tiny little pretty little packages that aren't over the top expensive, and put it out there to your clients that just bought homes. That's one way to get them to purchase from you. The other way is, what your specific client is. So take that specific photo of your professional photography, and even if it's not professional photography, you have those pictures, because sometimes we can't afford to do the professional photography, right? We can't do a whole house and photograph. It's very, very expensive. So what we can do is actually take our own photos. I put all my photos in a Dropbox. I've talked about this before for each particular client. I'm going to go through those photos and see what I can add to that room design that I've already done on an inexpensive level for them, to maybe complete it a little bit more. And that's where the mood board's going to come in, and that's where the MyDoma mood board is going to come in, and that's where you make your packages in MyDoma. And you can sell your pretty little packages that way. So maybe it's just a teeny little accessory package for a console, right? A hall console. Maybe it's a mirror, maybe it's a lamp, maybe it's a vase with flowers in it. But don't try to overwhelm them with the cost of everything. Try to make it affordable for them. I think it's a great way to get some income in right now at this time. And those are my pretty little packages. Like I said, if you're handy and creative to create your own, and you can sew pillows, and you can sew throws, and I'm getting back to the handmade aspect of what we do. And even this, how about this? So we've all had those little jars of sample paints, right? From Benjamin Moore or Sherwin-Williams. I have plenty of them that have never even been opened. You can create a teeny little package of an accessory with that, and pick the paint color for your client. Now I'm talking about existing clients you've already done, because that way you know their room designs, and create a little package with that. So there's their little paint, and they can do it themselves if they want. So there's your little paint jar, your little, say, mirror. They have a dark frame mirror. You want to change the color of it, or if you're going to actually purchase something for them, give them a little plan, like a little DIY plan that they can do themselves if we're not selling the luxury design right now. And that's okay. I think we need to be creative on what we're doing, and not just trying to sell the big whole room package right now at this time. That's my advice. It's just something I've been seeing we talked about the newsletter last week during my what do you want to know Wednesday, and I think that I got some great responses from my newsletter and some comments, and I think it's a great way to put your little services out there. So it reminds me of the time back in 2008, right, when the recession was here and I had to downsize, and I got rid of my boutique little design studio down in, hey Dala, and I know you're a DIYer, really, at heart. And Francesca, hey, how you doing? So I moved back to my loft and I made my studio out of my loft, and I stayed there for a really long time until one of the companies, the furniture companies that I used to do all my presentations at, it was a family-owned business that was going under, but I was selling furniture, and that's how I opened my furniture store that I had for 7 years. But what I did was I backtracked and I got rid of every little expense that I could possibly get rid of at that time, and it just reminded me of, oh my God, okay, so I'm just going to put it out there. I've been divorced twice, had to start over twice. I went through a recession in interior design. I had to start over again. I left my job in interior design because I couldn't stand my boss anymore. So anyway, that's a little bit of my backstory. So here we are again with the COVID-19, and I'm trying to be a little bit more creative with my resources for income. We can't go out there and, yes, you are, Dala, I know it. You are. You can take those whiskey bottles and make vases out of them. I know you can. And so, I know maybe some of us aren't DIYers, and if you're not, create the tiny little pretty package that you can even search online for items and accessories and put it together. Don't send the shoppable links if you're for your local client. Add some of the things that you have in your inventory for staging that you can sell, and kind of start from there. And I know it sounds like I'm starting all over again, like at the bottom of the barrel and scratch, but people are very skeptical right now about spending money. So I just wanted to give you those little tips. That's from me, from my little, cottage seaside DIY office that I'm in, and I just thought I'd share some of that with you. So put some character into your existing designs for your clients and see what you've got. Put your handmade resources together at this time. It's not going to cost you anything but your time, and right now that's really what we have is time. So anyway, that's my tip for today. Was there anything else? Accessory packages, which I know everyone's been talking about. Virtual consultations, it's great. Donnell, you're doing one, and Marie, you're doing one also. That's also great. That's it. But try to utilize my Doma and the mood boards and selling your packages that way, and they don't have to be high-end from the trade packages at this time, and it doesn't have to be a lot of furniture. Oh, I wanted to get back to that story about the journalist calling me. So I gave her some tips, right? So I gave her the dry erase wall with the paint, which I saw Leslie Carruthers had posted. So, hey Sarah. So arts and crafts, a good day to do arts and crafts. Yes, absolutely. So anyway, I gave her some ideas. If there's an open space and people do not have a room or a little tiny building or a little tiny outhouse or the little she shed that they're using for their office, and they have kids and they're at home and they're homeschooling, and also, is it a kitchen? Is it a dining space that you're using? Are there papers all over the table? Use the buffet. Or if you're like me and I don't like anything that doesn't work together, I just take whatever paint is in my basement at the time that I can use, that I think is going to go, and I start painting things, and then I make it work and it looks nice. So you've got dry erase paint, so when you're doing their Zoom videos or Zoom calls, right, they can use it for their presentation board on the wall. All right. You can use a buffet, a chest of drawers, paint it up, use it for storage. Put your printer in there if you don't want that out in the open. So put your printer in there. Here's another little trick. Take a hole, because I love power tools. I got a ton of them. So you take the hole bit for your drill, and you drill a hole so your power cord can go through the back of it, just like one of those TV consoles. And hey, Christina, so packages, would love, I'm sorry, let me get to put my glasses on. Maria, hey Maria, would love to see some packages people did. That would be great. If you guys can post some packages here, I'll post them too. I'm not good at sharing my screen right now. I get them up in front of me. I'm here on my laptop. But yeah, we'll share some packages so you can basically see what they look like. Some other tips that I gave, a luggage rack. So in the guest bedroom that we have, I have a luggage rack, you know, the folding ones that you have in the hotels, in the closets, and you can take an old suitcase, because I collect those too. Anyone who wants to see my storage unit, it's really pretty. So you can take an old suitcase and you can use that for storage, or your papers or your files. That's another great idea. And, you know, you can close it up at the end of the day, so it's not out in the open, and it's not in the kitchen, and it's not in the dining area. So anyway, those are just a few other tips that I gave her. And boxes, cardboard boxes, take them, paint them, shoe boxes, use them for folders, use them for files, make them pretty, use them as a base stand for your tripod for your live video. I don't know, I'm just coming up with stuff here. So anyway, that is my What Do You Want to Know Wednesday. I'm going to create some packages myself, and Sarah, I will post them here under the comments for you to see. They're just simple mood boards, and they won't be in a room design because I'm not pushing the full room design right now. So they'll just be little accessory packages, and maybe you put a little price next to them, and you send that off to your client, or put it in their My Domer project folder and send that off to them, and just say, hey, I thought these might be nice to add to your room that we did 2 months ago. You know, try to utilize your existing clients right now, because getting new clients right now might be a little bit more difficult. So anyway, that is those are my tips for today, and I hope you have a great day. And I'm going to be working on some packages myself, as well as maybe a couple little DIY projects here. So anyway, thanks guys for joining, and I will post some of my packages here. Just the mood boards I'm going to post, and so you can kind of get an idea of what that looks like. And hopefully that will help with getting some creative income in, and use your sewing skills, and use your painting skills, and use that great eye that you have. About the outdoor living area. Yeah, Wayfair contacted me and wants me to write them something on creating an outdoor living area for the spring. So for me, the writing part of it has been taken off. I have that new, I'll just share that with you, the new, with the green companies in New England. They are a big developer, and 55 and older in golf communities here. And so I will be writing for them as well, which is nice. That was put on hold for a little bit, and that's probably starting in about 3 weeks. So that's great, me, my writing, and then Wayfair wants me to write for them. Is that a conflict of interest? Well, at this time, for me, writing's been a big part of my career. I'm going to do it because it's sponsored, and yeah, sorry for all the, designers out there that think I shouldn't be doing it, but writing is a thing that is my passion, and I'm going to continue to do that. And if there's opportunities out there for me in my design field to do that, I'm going to do that. So anyway, Jennifer, what does Jennifer say? Jennifer says, I just had a client ask me about creating something for her wall. So I thought gallery wall design packages. Oh, I got another one for you, Jennifer. So this is what I did for my client that was full service. It was new construction, 55 and older. We're waiting to do the professional photography when we can get in there. Did her whole house. What I did as a gift from me to her, where we created this desk area for her off of her kitchen in her dining room. It's open concept. We took the coat closet and we made it her desk area. So we had built-in cabinets put in there, and it wasn't that big. It was it's basically it's 48 inches. But we had 2 towers of cabinets for the upper cabinets, and then we had some lower base cabinets put in, and a quartz countertop. But what I did, we had a really pretty chandelier hanging over that, and nice Schumacher wallpaper. But what I did was I had discontinued fabric books with fabric samples in them. I pulled the fabrics out that coordinated with what we did for her window treatments and for her furniture. And I bought some mirrored frames, so they had mirror, the mirror frames around them. And I did a collage of 3 of them, and I hung them in a row over her desk. So that brought color over to a more neutral. She's really a lot of what she went from dark pine kitchen. She sold her house, and everything was dark, to we did light and bright and airy and real kind of shabby chic cottagey, but all new construction. And so it added some color and some charm to that space that was a little bit more neutral as well. So those are things that you can do. You can frame fabric. If you got fabric samples hanging around, why not frame them? So anyway, that's just another tip. If you got empty frames, I get a ton of them. I just paint them. I'm going to start putting either wallpaper samples in them that I have, and create some art that way. So Jennifer, that's another way that you can probably either wallpaper samples or fabric samples are another way. Or if you like Paula and have that great artistic gift of that watercolor, oh my God, I loved it. You could frame it and set it, or not even frame it, but offer it to your client if you wanted to, if you weren't keeping it, Paula. Just a little tip there. So anyway, that's great that you're creating a wall gallery. I think that's another tip. Create a mood board of a wall gallery for someone. Send it off to them. Send it off to them with the package price for it. And you can create that yourself and put it in a box and send it off to them. So you don't even have to go to their house, especially if you've been there before and And I think I'm rambling at this point, but sorry about that. Anyway, you guys, if you have any more ideas on creating pretty little packages, post them in the comments here. I will post some of my designs there as well. And I hope you guys have a creative and a beautiful day. We'll talk soon. Bye.